and a 3, and a 2, and a... Am I banned? Did I accidentally make this one unlisted? Or is YouTube just being a piece of shit? That is the question before us. Oh, there we go. Just YouTube taking its customary 1 minute to send out any fucking notifications. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Slowly but surely filing in. This beautiful first day of 2021. The best of times, the worst of times indeed. What it do, and Happy New Year to you, Carl. Any New Year's resolutions? Only my standing one that I make every year, which is I resolve to not make any New Year's resolutions. I've yet to fail a New Year's resolution in my lifetime, or at least my adult lifetime. It's an awesome sweater, dude. It's even more awesome than you think. It's the Zarya sweater from Overwatch, huh? It's got stuff on it. Look, and it's got Russian on the back too. Look, Russian. I think Russian. Zochi Zoklak looks maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where the Russian is. There's Russian somewhere on this fucking thing. Anyway, I just got a notification for my own stream. How did that work? It was like live now, Paul's ego. I was like, oh, let me switch over to that. But wondering all morning if you were going to stream. I had an inkling you would. Got my stimulus, and my dude came through with an ounce last night. Got a new phone ordered. Life's good. Hey. That's a nice way to start 2021. With an ounce. With an O. With your beard and long hair. You are Jesus, and will you take us to the promised land? Yes. I'll take you right to the promised land of non-existence, my friend. Directly to it. Thank you for the diamond in the rough there, Cloud Massacre. I have played BioShock. What's the shirt say? I don't know. It says, oh, this shirt. It says, who you gonna call? It's the Ghostbusters. All 4 of the OGs. This is a Peyton shirt. Peyton got me this shirt. Good eye, mate. For some reason, it keeps saying you're live, but it links a stream from June 26, 2019, and it does this every time. Maybe I've got like a stream that I like set up to start and then never started, and it's still sitting there. And it always says, there's 33 people watching. I don't know if that's a my problem. I don't know if that's a YP or an MP, is what I'm saying. Grolst Blunsters. I can see this is going to be a good day. You're blaming YouTube because the stream it's linking is over. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to say. Don't tell, please. Please, don't tell my mom. You need to start banning people? I don't think so. It seems okay so far. So far, so good. Chat, I don't think his chat is big enough to be real bad yet, but it'll get there. Hangovers suck, but have some money, your saltiness. Well, thank you, Tucker. I'm sorry you're hungover. Well, I mean, you brought it on yourself, honestly. You can't be super sorry that you're hungover because, you know, you did bring it on yourself. But I hope it passes. Yeah, drink water. Lots and lots of water. Force yourself to drink water. And in fact, if you've got some like orange juice, something with like some sugar and electrolytes in it, that's going to help. Get you some Gatorade or just straight up ice water and just sip it all fucking day long. Chug it if you can. Because all a hangover is dehydration, my friend. Yeah, get something on your stomach if you can do it. I know, like when I get hangovers and shit, I'll feel like I'm just gonna puke all day. Like I won't, but I'll just have that feeling like, dude, if you put any food on this stomach, you're just gonna throw up. If you drink too much water, you're just gonna throw up. I had one hangover one time where I actually fucking just gave up and got up and went and puked. I remember I was living in a condo at the time with two other dudes. We were all cohabitating, and we had gotten a couple handles of Apple Nasty, just the Carlo Rossi blush, big fucking jugs of it, and sat around the apartment getting drunk on it. And I remember crawling up the stairs into my bed that night and waking up the next day with the most deathly fucking hangover I've ever had. I remember sitting at my computer, which was underneath my staircase at that time, just sitting there and like feeling the waves of nausea crash against the shore. And I remember I sipped water because I knew that was the remedy. And then finally I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just stood up and went to the sink and puked a bunch of water and a little bit of alcohol, which I don't know how that was still in my stomach, but I could smell like that wine smell come out of me. Puked about 3 times in the sink and then felt better and then was good. And sometimes it happens. I don't know. That's the only hangover that's ever been like that for me. I'll tell you that. Don't drink cheap wine. Let's put it that way. Oh yeah, dude. I've definitely gotten so drunk that like you start sweating and the sweat smells vaguely of whatever alcohol you're drinking. Oh yeah. Man, gross, who pukes in the sink? The toilet's right there. It was the kitchen sink. You know, with the garbage disposal and the big hole and everything. I don't puke in like bathroom sinks. I puked in the kitchen sink so I could just, you know what I mean? Why is that worse? Yeah, that's the best place to puke, by the way. In the right side of the kitchen sink. If you got like a split sink and one side is for like rinsing and one side is for washing, puke in the washing side. The one that has the hole that goes straight down. Yeah, puking and putting your face in the toilet is like, that's a last resort if you're at somebody's house and you can't find, or you don't want to puke in their kitchen sink or whatever in front of everybody. Like that's when you hug the toilet. But you don't go to the toilet unless you can't stand. You just don't. Oh, you don't have a garbage disposal. Oh, well that would change things. I don't think I've lived in a place that doesn't have a garbage disposal, and I don't know how long. Like every little house/apartment that I've rented has had a garbage disposal pretty much my entire life. I don't think I've ever lived in a place that didn't have a working garbage disposal. Except for the tinderbox. I'm pretty sure the tinderbox didn't have a garbage disposal. I might be wrong. I think they're code in many places, probably. If you look up California code, that would probably explain most of why because I spent most of my life in California. And if it's a code thing in California, then that would explain it. I think I must not I think I must have not much alcohol tolerance no more. Every time I drink heavy, like I did when I was 18, I spew and spew until I feel sober again. Yeah. I don't spew and spew automatically, but I feel like ass. Like getting drunk just feels gross to me now. That's the sad truth of it, is like I used to love the feeling, that head change feeling of getting good and sloppy, wobbly drunk. And now I just feel gross. Like if I get to that level, I just don't like the way it feels. So, man, SSRIs affect. I'm not on an SSRI. I'll never be on an SSRI again in my life. I was on Effexor XR, which is an SSRI, or is it an MAOI? I can't remember. Both of those classes of drugs are horrible for me. They do horrible, horrible, horrible things to me, so I don't take them. It's an SNRI. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Effexor. I was on Effexor XR for almost a year, and it is definitely the worst drug that I've ever come down off of in my entire life. I was seeing a what we call a pill pusher type of doctor, because my insurance my insurance had him in network or something. I went to see this psychiatrist whose entire fucking practice consisted of trying to get as many people on Effexor, I think, as possible. There are tons of these types of doctors, by the way. This is not like an anomaly. Worse than opiate withdrawal? I mean, I got to be honest with you. Yes. Yes. For me, yes. Now, I was lucky. The period of time that I abused opiates was relatively short in comparison to a lot of opiate abusers who kick. And so my withdrawal from opiates was not as horrible as it would have been for, somebody who's been slamming heroin for 3 or 4 years or some shit like that. Like I said, the brief period of time in my early 20s that I abused opiates, I was a pill popper. And so it was less about getting fucked up and more about modulating me, So no, I'm not telling you antidepressants don't work. Please don't take that the fucking wrong way. No. Like, you try whatever you got to try to deal with your depression. I'm just telling you that they don't. Those classes of drugs were horrible for me. I know people that have been helped by them. So that's that. I wasn't trying to dissuade people from reaching out. You know what I mean? You got to find the one that works for you. And all the ones that I have taken have made me worse, not better. And especially Effexor XR. So anyway, I went to this doctor and told him I was having all these horrible symptoms. Basically, pretty much every bad symptom that you can think of on Effexor. I was having the sexual side effects end of things, like just rubber dick. Just couldn't get hard, couldn't stay hard. I was in my 20s, my late 20s. And I've got whiskey dick all the time. Couldn't come. I'm sorry to be so explicit with you guys, but this is just like what it did to me. I had what they call anorgasmia from it, which means that even if I could get my dick up and keep it up, I would just never come. I could never, ever achieve orgasm alone or with a partner. I used to get these horrible fucking flop sweats, which, like, at the barest, like, wouldn't even have to, like, exert myself at all. Like, for example, I, at the time that I was on this drug, was working for the school district, and I would often have to take a step ladder and use it so I could work on projectors and shit. And I would literally take the step ladder, unfold it, take 2 steps up, work on the projector for 3 minutes, and by the end of it, I would literally be sweating like I ran a marathon. It was no joke. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I know I'm prone to exaggeration, but believe me when I tell you, it was like I had fucking done a wind sprint from a T-Rex or some shit. Just big old chest stain if I was wearing a light colored shirt, big old pit stains just like pouring off of me. The teachers that saw me would be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just, been running around all day or whatever." I'd make some excuse. Cold day, warm day, hot, didn't matter. Temperature didn't matter. Be dead ass fucking cold ass winter. Oh yeah. I'm sure my diet, climate, weight, that affected it too. But I'm telling you, I've been at this weight, in this weight zone, my whole life since I was about fucking like freshman or sophomore in high school. And I've never had that happen to me until I was on that drug. So if that's true, if it was my weight and my diet doing it, then it started doing it when I started taking Effexor and then magically stopped doing it when I stopped taking Effexor. So I'm pretty sure that it was the Effexor. I'm not on Effexor now, and lo and behold, I can do a little bit of physical exercise and not be in a flop sweat. And I can come, too. That's crazy. Isn't that great? So in orgasmia, trouble achieving and maintaining erection, flop sweats, and I had really bad, and people that are on antidepressants will probably know exactly what I'm talking about. People that have never been on them will go, huh? I had brain zaps, really bad. Brain zaps are hard to explain to somebody who's never experienced them. They are a common side effect of MAOIs, SSRIs, SNRIs. It feels like a little jolt of electricity that travels down the center hemisphere of your brain. That's the best way. It starts behind your eyes and travels like zzz. It's not painful. It's uncomfortable. Need some help, baby? Want me to start?
I think it's out.
What?
The lighter.
Oh, the lighter's dead? Yeah, just go grab another lighter then. Are benzos SSRI? No. Benzodiazepines are a totally different class of drugs. I've had those, and I've never been on antidepressants. Sure. I mean, I'm sure there are people that have them that aren't on them. So I had those, and then I had like mild confusion. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, I would get stuck sometimes on a simple task. I'd be having those brain zaps, and I'd be like washing my hands, and all of a sudden, for a brief second, like I couldn't remember how to put soap on my hands and do it. So I would just stand there with the sink running, going like, for a second, and then I'd go. And so anyway, those were my major symptoms. And I went to this doctor that had prescribed to me this Effexor XR shit. And I said, "Sir, here's what I'm having." And I told him everything I just told you guys, as bluntly as I told you guys. I can't get an erection sometimes. When I do, I can't orgasm. I get flop sweats, brain zaps. I feel like I'm like getting confused doing simple tasks. And he looked at me and he was like, "I think that, we can adjust your dose down a little bit, but I really am against you getting off of this drug. I really think it's been doing a good job for you." And I sat there for a second, and then I said, "Sir, I just got done telling you it's making me worse. It's not doing a good job for me. It's making me worse. It's making it hard for me to do my job. It's making me not be able to perform sexually in my marriage. It's causing me to fucking forget what I'm doing in the middle of things. It's not making me better. It's making me worse. I'd like to get off this drug. How do I do that?" And he literally shut me down, and he was like, "If you're not going to take my advice, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So I guess I'll just tell you that I wouldn't go off of it all at once. But if you're going to go off of it, you're on your own. You're doing it against my medical advice." And I was like, Okay, and I just got up and I left this fucking office and never went and saw him again. And I tried my best to taper myself off of Effexor XR, not knowing what the fuck I was doing, under no medical supervision.
It's like
After
having the literal flu withdrawing from
it was worse than that. I felt sick every day. I felt all of those side effects worse. The brain zaps got worse. The confusion got worse. The brain fog got worse. The flop sweats got worse. I had to call off of work. I had to take a week of sick time because I literally couldn't function. I couldn't talk to people. It was fucked. And it went on for like a week and a half, 2 weeks before I felt like anything close to normal. And it was probably months before it was completely out of my system. Never again, for me.
Yeah, it's the longer half-lives that are easier to get off of. Like the one I take is a long half-life, so
I've been on a number of different antidepressants, and my experience with them has varied from almost like I'm not taking anything at all, like totally ineffectual, to actually making me worse. And it's been on that spectrum, really.
Mean, like longer half-lives are easier to get off of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I totally agree. I understand what you're saying. I was just saying that for me, none of them have ever. Well, that's not true. There was one that I was on, and they don't even make it anymore. It was called Surzone. And they don't even make, like, as far as I know, they do not make it anymore. It's been completely declassified now. It's been rolled into some other drug and changed into some other thing. Because the last time I remember going to a psychiatrist, which was years ago, but I told them that I'd been on this Surzone shit and it had helped me a little bit. And they were like, oh, I remember that, but I don't even think they make that anymore.
I think they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, now that one, it helped me because it had a strong anti-anxiety component to it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like it was a very numbing.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it stopped because it's hepatotoxicity, which I think means that it's not good for your blood or something. But they still list the side effects and stuff. So.
Yeah. Maybe they still do. Maybe there still are some people that are on it, but they won't prescribe it to you anymore. So yeah, that drug I took, and the reason that it helped me was because at the time I had a completely undiagnosed anxiety disorder and completely undiagnosed PTSD, and I was being treated for major depression. And Surzone had a very strong anti-anxiety component to it, and it helped me because of that. What it's taken me a long time to find out about my own mental health. And I've had to do this, unfortunately, because I live in America where mental health is still not taken as seriously as it needs to be. So I've had to do this over the course of fucking like 30 years of being an adult and seeking out my own treatment and having my parents seek treatment for me when I was younger. Is that I need, if for pharmacological treatment, I need my anxiety addressed, not my depression. That's been the hard lesson that I have learned from years and years of being untreated completely, unmedicated completely, bouncing back and forth between this drug and that drug, being prescribed this, trying it and having it make me worse or having it not do anything at all, blah, 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 bounce, 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 bounce. The drugs that have helped me have been the ones that address anxiety directly, not depression.
Oh, yeah, the one you were taking like causes liver failure. That's why they probably had to stop it and then re-release it with a big old fat warning.
Liver failure, huh? Great. Ever get woozy? I mean, that's kind of what I think maybe I'm talking about when I say the brain zaps. Just like you get this like little momentary like loss of I don't even know how to explain it. It's hard to explain. the most worrying thing to me about it was me getting stuck on normal tasks or finding myself accidentally repeating things like at work when I was on Effexor. It didn't happen all the time, but I would go into a classroom in the morning and then like an hour and a half later I'd walk into that classroom and ask the teacher about the problem that I'd fixed like an hour and a half ago. And they'd go, "No, you came earlier." And I'd be like, "Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm so busy." And then I'd leave and go like, "What the fuck?" What's wrong with me? I took Prozac for depression and anxiety, and it just made me feel terrible, so I quit it. Well, I don't think you should take one drug. Like if you're a major depressive and you've gone through the medical process and been referred out, and a doctor has tried to put you on one drug to treat it, and that drug didn't help you, I don't think that you should go like, "Oh, okay, antidepressant's not for me," because I'm telling you, Prozac did jack shit to me. I could probably take whatever the max dose of Prozac is and still have all my problems. Like I shit you not, that was the first drug they ever put me on. It's one of the oldest antidepressants.
Yeah, my grandmother's been a nurse for like 60 years. I said like it's the worst one they ever made was Prozac.
For me, I didn't have the side effects from it. I didn't have the problems from it. It just literally didn't do anything. Dinor.
Dinor, come on.
He's just so fucking... He's found something over in that pile of wood that he's obsessed with. I think it's a dead mouse or something, probably. He's such a mouser. Quit being a mouser. My fiance is on a generic for Effexor. Luckily, it's free because she can be on Medicaid. But if we get married, she immediately becomes ineligible because I make too much money for her mental illness. It fucking sucks, guys.
Like I can't get Medicaid no more.
Yeah. We got married, and so luckily, you know, we're covered and stuff, and we have enough money to be covered, at least in a fucking cursory way. But yeah, getting married means no Medicaid for you. You know what I mean? Wellbutrin helped me for a little while, and then it kind of fizzled out and stopped working. Wellbutrin was one that I was put on to help with smoking cessation. I wasn't even put on it like, it was like, oh, you know what? This is a double whammy for you because, hey, smoking's bad and you need to quit that. And it's a mild antidepressant and mild anti-anxiety drug. So, hey, it might help you with all three.
It's like a women's drug, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wellbutrin?
Yeah, like
It's
works
like
better in women
it's
than men.
pH balanced for her, is what you're telling me.
I just heard that it's way like guys get way more side effects on it than girls do.
I got shit off of it. I smoked my way through my Wellbutrin prescription. You know what I mean? I was just as fucking depressed and just as unstable
Just as smoky.
and just as prone to smoke. Yeah. So it's another one of those drugs that, like, maybe I was never put on the correct dose or whatever, but
It's just a lady drug.
yeah. Vagibutrin.
I'm sorry if it's too loud.
No. What do you mean too loud? You said you used to be there. What? You said
For everyone.
you used to be there for everyone, but then no one was there when you needed them. Do you have any advice or takes from that? All right. Well, number one, if we're going to talk about that, let me just qualify the statement. There are people who have been there for me over long periods of time. I'm a lucky enough person to have one or two people who I can look back over the balance of my life and all my foibles who would have my back if I needed it. And so that's good. That being said, I've told you guys that I used to keep a very large social circle. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of acquaintances. I had a lot of party buddies. There were a lot of people that I knew. And amongst those people, I put in what I considered to be a reasonable amount of work maintaining those relationships. And what does that mean? That means if one of these people calls me up and they need help, whether it's like, hey, I'm moving apartments and I'm trying to get people to come and help me, I was always the dude that would go. I was always the dude that would be like, yep, I'll be there. When you moving? Let me take a look at my schedule. I'll be there as soon as I can. I'll help you move. Or, you know, hey, I need somebody to talk to. Which doesn't come up a lot. As Americans, we don't express our feelings very well. But sometimes people need to talk. And I like to think I'm a good ear. When the chips were down in my life, and when I mean the chips are down, I mean, here's the position I was in. I'd quit my job to go back to school. And really, quite honestly, I'd quit my job to go back to school to try and address problems that had nothing to do with my job or school. My marriage, which was falling apart, fell completely apart during that time. So I had no job. Recently divorced. And I've got whatever we had in savings, half of it came to me. That's what I took out of the divorce. So I've got this limited amount of money. So that's what I mean when I say the chips are down. I lived in a hotel and then in an extended stay for months. I did this while working on my relationship with the drunken peasants, going from a Friday guest to a dude that was on the show all the time, being paid very little. And when those chips were down in my life, so many of those people whose backs I had had through thick and thin, who I had not judged, had judged me. And had judged what I did and how I left my marriage, without so much as hearing me out or asking me. And it was a wake-up call for me that I had spread myself too thin, that I had let my circle get too large, that I had given too freely of myself to too many people who really didn't give a fuck about me when the chips were down. Some of those people in the intervening years have come back into my life in various ways. I'm not a vindictive person. Some of them have not and never will. I'm not a vindictive person, but my friendship will never be the same with those people. And I think they know it. None of those people, the very few of them that have trickled back into my life since the time I was talking about, call me for shit. It is a very cordial, hey, I'll stop by and say hi there and hello to you, which is fine by me. It's fun to sit around and reminisce. But that's about where it ends for us now. Because I've seen where you stand when the chips are down in my life. I don't need people like that in my circle. So now I live a different kind of lifestyle. And I get made fun of for it. I get called a shut-in a lot. But really, the truth about the matter is that I keep my circle small. I keep people near me that have my back. And that's that. I don't socialize like I did when I was 20. Because my socialization when I was 20 was based around drug use and alcohol use. Well, I still smoke a little bit of weed, but beyond that, the drug and alcohol use have pretty much tapered off in my life. So, those are my thoughts on it. I don't know if that's helpful. It's not really in the form of advice. It's just, how I dealt with it. Well, you shouldn't probably just be friends with yourself, but being friends with yourself is a very important thing. It's one of the most important things that I learned in my mental health journey. And it's one of the things that I learned through talk therapy. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of talk therapy spread out over years. You have to fucking have your own back. You have to stand up for yourself and what you want. You have to know what it is and you have to admit it. You can't always be at odds with what you are. And it takes people time to learn what they are, you know. But once you know, you got to just go. You got to run forward with it. And anybody who's not behind it, fuck them. They don't have to live in your body. They don't have to live in your mind. They don't have to exist in your fucking life. You do. I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 this year, Krishna. I was born in 1980. On the 1st of April. April Fool. I'm an April Fool. It's not about, it's way more complex than it sounded, and it's way easier than it sounded, if that makes sense. It takes time to do. It requires you really being honest with yourself and learning how to do that. But it's one of the most important fucking things that I've done in my life. I was there at those hotel streams. You touched on it at the time, and it nagged at me to hear what you took from it. Thanks from a long-time lurker. Thank you. Thanks, Paul. I am a 2-time war vet, and you reach a large audience. I struggle myself, and the talks about mental health are good. It really helps. Well, I'm glad to hear it, my friend. Sorry to hear that you suffer. I hope you find answers. And, you know, I'm glad that just talking about it helps. We'll continue. I'm just going to go get a drink.
You want to go, Andy?
Come on, D. Come on, buddy. About the good things to come, and I believe there must be a new day to dawn. Riding on the peace train. Wow! All right, now we got drinks. Feel free to sip on this, baby. Ooh.
No, tastes weird.
I just went a little heavy on the
juice.
The juice. I'm gonna go fix that up. Pour off a little of this oversaturated juice. And then just top it off with some good old outside sink water. Let that run out for a minute. This is the upside to living in a place that's on a well. The
Water's good everywhere.
The water is fucking delicious. Well water. It's what's for dinner.
It'd be weird if I stretched this.
You're talking about your cartilage?
Yeah.
No. I think it'd be cool. You just have to understand that, like,
I'm gonna have to go real slow.
Real slow, it would probably be better for you to punch it.
No, it's not. It's not.
I don't know, dude. I had a fucking friend back in high school. He was one of the first dudes that I ever knew did anything with his cartilage.
Yeah.
He had a big fat, like, stretched, gauged thing, and what he wanted was a piece of jewelry that would go through his lobe and up and through his cartilage.
Yeah.
And so he had this, like, hooked thing that went all the way up from his ear through that, and he punched it. He went in and just went, got it fucking chucked.
My dad's an audiologist and a body piercer, so I'm gonna kind of listen to him.
Yeah.
And stretch it.
Dude, it's gonna be slow and painful.
Yeah.
That is not a part of the body that wants to stretch. So, but yeah, if you want to do it, do it. I don't think it would look.
Yeah, it would make more sense to punch like up here, where it's more free.
Well, that's where he punched.
Oh, I see.
He punched.
Yeah, I'm talking about the conch. The conch isn't the
Let me
great
see.
place to punch. You see how deep it is?
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay,
curved, so.
right. No, he punched up here
Yeah,
in this.
that would make more sense.
Toot, and then it looked cool. He did it in both ears, but his ears are done. Like he's got a giant hole in his ears, and his
Yeah,
lobes
once you
are just.
punch, you can't go back. That whole piece of flesh is
It's gone.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you stretch to a certain point, it's not going to go back either.
Yeah.
I think it'd look cool.
Yeah.
Like, how big would you want to go?
Probably is like a 6 or something.
It probably wouldn't. Like, it doesn't. What's in it now?
It's just a captive bead. It's probably like a 14 or 16. It's probably a 14 actually.
Yeah. And how did you hollow needle pierce through there?
No, it's just a normal piercing needle.
Okay. So they didn't take out like a little plug.
It's just like 14 gauge.
Maybe they've just changed piercing.
Well, I know like the shop that I got it at would refuse to do dermal punching completely.
Yeah, that it seemed like I don't know. Like I defer to your dad as well. He knows what he's doing. So I'm getting diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. Most of my family doesn't understand what I see and hear, but I still have to respect myself enough to live with it. Well, I mean, yeah, you're the one that's got to exist in that headspace. Not them. How about them Raiders? Are you trying to rub salt in the wound, dude? Trust me, that wound is completely fucking scabbed over. I've been a Raiders fan since I was a wee willy winky. One of the first photographs taken of me outside of the hospital is me as a brand newborn, all swaddled up with a Raiders beanie on my head. Born a Raiders fan. Bred a Raiders fan. And I know what failure tastes like.
But isn't your stepdad like a big Rams fan through and through?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My best friend growing up was a 49ers fan. And I always used to hate 49ers fans because they had fair weather fans.
Yeah.
Like, they were really popular back in the 90s, and so tons of people liked them, including my best friend. And I used to make fun of them. I used to say, dude, as soon as the 49ers stop fucking being a dynasty, you're out. And he was, oh, man, I love the Niners. Niners for life. Had all the Niners gear and shit. Now guess what team he's a fan of? Somebody in the chat, throw it out. Is he still a Niners fan? Throw me some guesses. Gorilla, how did you fucking nail it? How did you nail it? How did 3 people in a row nail the correct team? How did 3 people in a know that ex-fucking Niners fan moved over to the Patriots as soon as they started being a fucking dynasty? How did they know? How did they know? Because the Patriots are the same way. The minute the Patriots start being a middling team again, all that Pats gear is going to get thrown in the fucking trash, and those fair weather fans are going to be hunting out another team.
Oh shit, dude! They found a preserved fucking woolly rhinoceros. Look at it.
Whoa. Look at it. Look how well preserved it is. It's like a total like ice mummy.
Yeah, it's a little squished, but
It's squooshed, but like you can see all its curly ass hair and stuff
Yeah.
still too. Cool. Woolly rhino. Its flesh still has color. I know. It's like Otzi.
Yep.
It's like the Iceman. Did human beings? We did, right? We coexisted with woolly mammoths,
Yeah.
saber-toothed cats, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think so.
And woolly rhinos.
Yeah. I know, like, we also fucked a lot of Neanderthals.
Yeah, we did. People were like, there was this long theory. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I was told that the theory is that we were smart, like we were better organized than the Neanderthals or something. We went to war with them and slowly but surely drove them up into the hills and out of existence, and they died off. But what really happened is that we met up with the Neanderthals and we're like, God damn. Like our ladies were looking at them Neanderthal men like, look at that forehead. God damn, look at that brow ridge. And then them Neanderthal ladies were like, looking at us. It was on like donkey that we just fucked them out of existence. We just absorbed them like we are them now. We got a little bit of that. We got a little bit of this. Neanderthals used to exist across Europe but started dying out when humans moved out of Africa. They didn't die out, they just got fucked out. Humans came out of Africa and were like, oh, look, other humans. Shaggy, weird humans, yeah. And we just made like a little mix of Neander human. And that's us.
How much Neanderthal do you have, like on the 23andMe, to say like what your ranking was?
Yeah, I think I have a relatively high amount of Neanderthal DNA, which makes total sense considering that my heritage is 100% European. So I have no traceable African heritage at all, no traceable Asian heritage at all. And so it makes total fucking sense that I would be. I don't think I'm in like the top category, but I've got quite a bit of Neander in me. Quite a bit. I got a nice healthy chunk of Neander going on. Now, what about you though? Have you done your 23andMe?
Yeah, it was pretty high, but then more people joined, and then my ranking went down.
Yeah, more Neanderthals were like, test me DNA too.
I got it for free in 2017, I think.
For free.
Yeah, because that was part of the study thing that they did.
That's cool. I bought just like whatever the cheap one was on sale for Christmas.
Yeah.
I got it.
What year?
2018, I want to say. 2017? 2017 or 2018. It might have been 2017 going into 2018, you know what I mean? And it has changed a lot. That's one of the interesting things about it is as the sample size grows bigger, I kind of hope that like they start like a sharing process between Ancestry and the other DNA collectors so that all of that would be really cool if they just agreed. Maybe they already do.
Well, there's
to share genetic data.
I think that LA rapist or whatever was found because there was a social network where you like upload your DNA results. And they found someone related to him.
I see. Paul, if you were a transhuman, what would be your first implant? Cyberspine. My back is fucked. It causes me a lot of pain all day long. Every day of my life is pain. Hello, Mr. Naughty Priest, and Happy New Year to you. So yeah, I'd get the fucking cyber spine. Pain regulators engaged.
Yeah, it would probably have to be over the spine. I don't think you could replace the whole ass spine.
Hey, dude, in a transhuman future, never say never. What they do is they have a bunch of they inject you with a bunch of nanobots that start eating away at your actual spine while simultaneously rebuilding the cyber spine as they go.
But then we get the gray goo where the nanobots get out of control.
Well, I want to live in that time where the nanobots are still under our control, so they can just inject me with that shit and just let it fucking like this shoulder shit I deal with all the time, the fucking whatever they call it, bursitis. Fucking just remake me. I'm down, but we just don't got the technology yet. We do not have that technology yet.
You got that double jump though in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's as close as I can get. I've got the double jump into Cyberpunk.
Still get fall damage though.
I think if I jump, I have a theory I want to test in the game. I want to find a high place that would normally kill me or hurt me. I think if I jump, because it's a double jump, so I think, like, say this is the cliff. I jump, boing, and I'm falling, and here's the ground, right? I think if I hit the double jump, like right here, it might mitigate the damage. I have to try it, though. I've yet to try it.
Does this need a lid?
Yeah, it's got a lid somewhere. It might be under this, though, so it's fine. It's fine to leave it open. It's a little damp still, so. But yeah, cyber spine first, then a new heart, then new lungs, and I'd be fine.
Connor went in with you, right?
Yeah, I put him in. Share one of these with you.
You want me to just Uber to the store?
No, it's fine. What we need to do is, after payday, just get a car. Like, let's pull the trigger on a car. Let's find out how do you buy a car in a pandemic.
The closest fucking thing is like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
For stores.
Yeah. So how do you buy a car in a lockdown? We about to find out. Isn't there an online car site? There are, like, we've started to look. We've kind of narrowed it down to what kind of car we want to look at and shit. There's a dealership nearby. I'm assuming they have some kind of way through Toyota or through Honda or whatever the fuck to just have me, like, send in my financial information, have them do a credit check on me, and give me a fucking quote on a lease for the car. Because that's what I want. We move around so much that the idea of, like, me hard owning a car doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me right now. Like, because that just becomes something else that I have to tow or have shipped or drive myself wherever I want to go. It's like, nah.
But if we get the pod next time, then we can just drive it to where we want to go.
That's true. But that's the thing. It's like, here's what's most important to me with a car now. I used to be a dude that liked car gadgets and car this and car that. Mm-hmm. The most important thing to me is that we drive something that's safe. Mm-hmm. That's it. It has, like, the backup camera shit, which I've never had a car that had that. Mm-hmm. You know, I want something that's got, like, that package on it so that we can be safe. Mm-hmm. That's it. And then gas mileage, and then, like, everything else. Drive a Volvo, yeah. Volvos, well, they used to be pretty safe. I don't know if they're still considered to be the safest cars on the market, but I remember back in the 90s, the Volvos were known as some of the safest cars you could drive. Chelsea's here? Yay, Chelsea. A Honda Fit? I don't know, Peter. I'm a tall drink of water. I gotta stretch my shit out a little bit. Now, the little card that I drove before this was probably like a Honda Fit, though.
Yeah.
I didn't have a big old car. Riding on the peace train. Toyota is pretty safe and cheap for leases. I think that's what we're looking at, right? Is Toyota
Yeah.
or a Honda.
You can get a little SUV back.
If we do that, I want to get like a hybrid one. If we're doing a lease, may as well take advantage of the good gas mileage and shit. And the better hybrid battery engines now. Hybrids used to be kind of a shit show, but they've gotten better now. Toyota Care is great. Never have to pay for a tune-up. That's kind of cool. Yeah. We'll take a look. We just need to fucking pull the trigger on one. I'm such a ditherer when it comes to buying big things or starting things, but we just got to get a car. It's starting to become bullshit not having a car.
And now we're not the only people caught up on getting a carton of cigarettes at a time, so they're starting to run low on cartons.
Dun dun. People are stocking up, dude. There's got to be some like cigarette club we can join where they
Yeah.
send like fucking pictures of our driver's licenses or
I
whatever.
feel like your idea would work better than mine, though, because every time I try to do it, it fucks up.
All right, well, let's just do that then.
Yeah.
Just go do that. Just, you know all my shit. Just fucking set one up. Fuck. We can get everything else through the mail, but we got to go waddle into some fucking COVID-infested market for a cigarette? Fuck that shit. I'm gonna join America's fucking Black Lung Club or whatever it's called, you know? The Dollar Cig Club, yeah. Will 2021 be the year you dither less? Well, when I was talking about dithering, I was talking about purchasing things that I need. Like, I'm the type of person that'll just make do forever and never pull the fucking trigger, you know? I hate buying things. I hate spending money. I'm kind of a tight ass by nature. Most people that have tasted poverty have a little bit of tight ass in them. And I got a good little taste. But it's also, for me, it's like it's an anxiety thing too. It's a fear that it's going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
It's a fear that it's going to be an ass-dragging clusterfuck of epic proportions and that nothing's going to go right and that everything's going to be bad. So, you know. Paul, do you like
menthols are so much more expensive.
Paul, do you like Bob Dylan? Most people I know can't stand his music, but I like Bob Dylan, but I'm not like a dude that listens to Bob Dylan a lot. So I enjoy his music from time to time. Put yourself in a positive position instead. Man, Peter, you gotta fucking teach me how to do that someday. If anybody knows how to do it, it's fucking you. Like, I need to do it. I need to learn how to fucking not think of everything like it's gonna be an epic disaster. You know, I know that that's just like a defense mechanism, but it's the way I deal with shit, so. Hey. Did I just hog that whole one?
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I sat here and fucking smoked the whole cigarette, and I said I was gonna share it with you. All right, well, we'll share the next one.
Alright.
We have pipes. We can make it through this drought. You bought explosive devices? Peyton, what are you planning? Never mind, I don't want to know.
Fireworks.
I don't want to be an accessory after the fact, Peyton.
They always like bragged about that, like during BLM protests, like they had explosives and they were like sparklers and shit.
Yeah. People brought sparklers, and they brought dangerous explosives. Whatever. I don't even want to know what horrible task that your master has set you to, Peyton. I just quit smoking a month before this. Vapes still exist, guys, and it could help you get through the drought. Oh my God. Ain't nobody fucking asking for your advice, dude. You got a couple of grown-ass adults over here having a conversation, all right? We don't need your advice on how to quit smoking and shit. I quit smoking via vaping for fucking over 10 years before I had this relapse about a year and a half ago. 2 years ago now. It was stupid, but it happened. I know how to quit. When I want to quit, I'll quit.
15 to 35 days
What?
through the shipping on this one.
No, really?
I'll find a different one.
Quit telling me to quit. That's what you need to do. I love Paul in colorful clothing. I like wearing colors. As a fat dude, I spend a lot of my life dressing in a lot of black, and I still do. I still prefer black, but I like having a little splash of color on me sometimes. Yeah, I told everybody earlier that this is a Peyton shirt. It's a really cool one, too. Ghostbusters. Dun 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 dun. This is an Overwatch sweater. This is the Zarya sweater, yeah. I have another one too. I have the Sombra sweater. That's purple and pink.
I mean, we haven't put the nicotine thing on your vape in forever. I guess we could try it.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, what we need to do is order some of my Falcon things and or get a new fucking tank system
Yeah.
that I can rebuild, like a rebuildable. And then we'll just hit that shit. You just got off work early. Well, good for you, sir. Congratulations. That's a good feeling. Unless it means that you got paid less, in which case it's a bad feeling sometimes. If you're in a position of needing a lot money and you got sent home early and it means way less money for you, then that's not good. But even then, it's always kind of good to get sent home early. It's like, well, I got fucked out of some money, but upside, I don't really have to be at work. So there's that. I hear people riding their dirt bikes. I think there's like probably a dirt bike track or something near here. Probably like not a sanctioned one or whatever the fuck, but
not work anymore or something?
What?
Does this not work anymore or something?
No, it works. It's just the vaporizer in it is old.
Yeah.
I need to change it.
Oh, okay.
So we need to order some more vaporizers to replace that.
Okay, but it won't work at all right now then?
It'll work, but it's a little harsh.
Yeah.
You can try throwing it on there.
And
And
I gotta turn it up, right?
I'll help you with it. I just want to make sure you don't turn it up too high. Get out of this wind. There we go. Here, let me see. Little toots. That's all I'll tell you. Told you. Smoking pipe, vape, and cigarette at the same time. Oh yeah, dude.
We're nicotine fiends.
Nicotine fiends indeed.
It's not too bad though.
Well, I tell you what, if you're feeling like nicotine deprived or whatever, like cigarette smoky, if you just puff that
Yeah, it should be
non-stop, like just hit it until you don't feel that way, because that is high nicotine.
No, that one isn't. That's the berry shit.
It's half berry and half
Oh, I see.
that other shit, so it's at least 12.
That'll hold me off until we can fucking get a ride in a couple days.
I want smokers to keep smoking. Me too. $12 is pretty strong, yeah. The menthol juice that I use in it, that it is half and half with, is 24, which is ridiculous. I do like cigars. I don't smoke them very often because, well, I mean, I'm already a cigarette smoker. But I do enjoy a good cigar. It's just a kind of an investment to smoke cigars. They're expensive to keep. They're kind of expensive to buy, and it's a time investment to sit down and actually smoke one down.
Yeah, it's not convenient.
It really ain't. Do you enjoy blunts with tobacco wraps? Yes, I sure enough do. I've never been really super good at rolling them, but a really expertly rolled blunt is a great way to sit around with some friends and get high. So yeah, you know who rolls a fucking dank ass blunt? Chelsea. Chelsea rolls a dank blunt. I don't roll spliffs as much anymore. It's been a while since I had a spliff, but when I was a teenager, it was a very popular way to smoke because we had to stretch that weed. You know, weed is expensive for teenagers. It's expensive for everybody. So when you had some, you had to make it stretch. I have a very unorthodox joint rolling style that is known as the pregnant armadillo method. It was invented by my friend Rodney, who stops by in here from time to time. I kind of wish he was here because he'd be better at explaining the pregnant armadillo method. It works, creates a rollable joint, but a very lumpy and misshapen joint. Let's put it that way. The pregnant armadillo method was born out of necessity because we as teenagers couldn't go to an adult and be like, hey, teach us how to roll a joint. And there was no internet for us to go to, like, oh, let's hit up YouTube and see how to roll a J. So we had to come up with our own method, and that method was the pregnant armadillo, okay? We figured out most of the steps, we just did it a little different. I'll walk you through. It would be easier if I just had some rolling papers here, but the pregnant armadillo method is as such. You get your rolling paper, and it starts very much like a normal J. You break up your weed and your tobacco if you're rolling a spliff. You sprinkle it in there and get a good little trench of it, right? You kind of start to roll it a little bit. You lick it, right? See, we'd seen that much in movies. But then here's where the pregnant armadillo method differs. At that point, you put it in the palm of your hand and you go, and it just, it's like a total move. You have to fucking get it started, right? And get the fucking paper facing away from you, and then you just hit it like this, right over the top. You almost want to hear the clap when you do the pregnant armadillo. And it goes, brrr, and what's left is a pretty twisted up, kind of lumpy, maybe not great looking joint that smokes great. Smoke it to the head like it was a cigarette. Don't try this, by the way. I'm just letting you know. This method, only try it in a place where you're not going to lose your weed. Because I'm telling you, developing this method was not easy. There was a lot of foibles, and if you don't know how to do it, that sounds like it wouldn't work. I'm telling you it works. I'm telling you it's real. The pregnant armadillo. We never wrote a song about the pregnant armadillo, but that's what we used to call our joints. We used to legitimately tell Rodney at like 3 in the morning, dude, roll us a pregnant armadillo. And he'd be like, all right. He'd go get like some of the cigarette butts that still had a little bit of tobacco left in them and get rid of the black stuff and get the good tobacco, and he'd mix that in and then put in a little bit of weed. Da 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 da. Here you go. And he'd bring back this kind of like little weed thing. Was your friend TJ's dad? Huh? No. No. He's a little young to be TJ's dad. Do you actually play Overwatch? Not anymore, no. I played it for a while, like when it came out. I was in the open beta and then played it when it was like season 1 and 2, I think, and then I kind of was like, eh. But the hoodies are cool, colorful, so. Hey, what up, Shatwisky? What is going on, Shatwisky? I thought I could get back into it with Stigma or Sigma, but I couldn't. Huh? What? Oh, Overwatch. Got it. Sorry. My brain was off of Overwatch again. Yeah. I stopped playing Overwatch when Sombra was the brand new character, and I really liked Sombra. I mained Sombra that whole season, and wasn't very good at it, but I actually liked the character. But then after that, I think the last character to come out was the laser heal chick. There was like a chick in the roster that like shoots beams, and one of them heals your allies and hurts the enemies, and you can whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And that's right around when I quit. Moira, yeah. So I don't know any of the new characters that came out after her. I'm just really not. It's just not my game. Not my kind of game or whatever the fuck. I'm not real interested in that shit anymore. It got way too try hard even for just like quick match. It was ridiculous. I don't play games like that, usually ranked, just because like I don't want to fuck up somebody else's ratio because I don't take the game seriously. I play games like that to have fun, and so I play quick match a lot. It doesn't mean I fuck off and play wrong. It just means that I don't want to take the game seriously. Like I don't want somebody, because I don't care. Like to me, ranking up from this to that in a video game is not what I'm looking for. I like playing MOBAs and shooters and stuff, and so if a game, like when I'm loading into quick match and people are yelling and screaming at each other like it's some kind of fucking like league game where the championship shot is on the line or some shit, you know, and like people are calling it out like it's all fucking like it turned me off. And that's honestly how fucking Overwatch got around that time. Right, like yeah, I want to get stoned and play. I don't want to be a burden to my team or whatever, but I don't, if I die or whatever, I don't want somebody to be like, oh great, you know, great, now we're fucking dead. Who is this fucking idiot? Thanks for picking the worst fucking blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just like, you know what, dude? You can keep that shit. I mean, I don't blame people. Like, I get worked up over the game sometimes. Like, I'll holler at people, and I'll not at them usually. I'll just yell at my screen usually. I'll eject my salt at them, but not in a way that they can hear it. That's typically how I handle it. But I mean, some people just get, and I played that way for a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I played Dota 2. I took that shit serious as a heart attack. Quick match or no, low prio game or no. I was like, I'm here to win. Losing is not an option. No, I'm not. I don't have the like modern precision twitch kind of skill needed to play a game like CS:GO. And quite frankly, to me, games like CS:GO are boring as fuck. So slow. Like, I miss old, slippy, slidey, high jumpy games like Quake Arena and Quake 3 Arena and Unreal Tournament 3 and 4. Like, those games, early multiplayer like Quake 2, that was some dope multiplayer. Slippery, slidey, fucking fast. Wasn't 100% about precision, but more about just outflanking your opponent. Fuck yeah, give me that. Tribes was fun, yeah. I was never all that great at Tribes, but it had a fun kind of... Yeah, I want to go fast in a game. I hate these games where it's just like, let's sit here in this hallway for 20 minutes and peek out and try and get headshots on each other and throw grenades at each other. It's like... Give me a game that has like launch pads that let me jump over a dude and like shoot a missile right on top of his head and then land on the other side. Let me pull that shit. Fuck this like tactical shooter shit. Not my cup of tea. I like Apex, yeah. Apex kind of has that feel. I haven't played it in a while, but I played it when it was new, and I enjoyed my time with it. I thought it was fun. I tried to play the robot as much as I could because he had that really cool like zip line ability that if you got the momentum right, could take you around a corner all fast in a way that an enemy wouldn't be ready for you. Get you out of trouble real quick. Zip. Get you up, get you down. I like that shit. The movement felt fast and responsive and acrobatic. The firefights felt like frenetic and quick, brutal. I like that. I like that, Holmes. I like that. I like that essay. I like that.
Having my disgusting Hawaiian pizza.
Oh my God, how dare you. Have a $5? Well, thank you. Sup, Holmes? Sup, ese? How you doing, vato? What's going on, ese? I have 70% of a $5 thanks to YouTube. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, who's counting? I actually don't know if YouTube takes that much anymore. I'll have to look at it. I don't know how much YouTube takes. I don't know what their sliver of the pie is anymore these days. Dirty D. You look so cute today that I want to show everybody how cute you are. Can I do that?
You're dead.
Look at me.
No. Let me get my pizza.
Dude, Dinor's the fucking greatest. Dinor is the greatest. That's right, you're the greatest. Were you a Bush Wokey or a frontline guy? What? What's that mean? Dude, you gotta meet Dinor one of these days. When it's safe for people to travel again, Peter, we're just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to come to where you are and bring Dinor. So you and Dinor can just fall in love. Dinore, fantore, polore. He is the greatest Dinore. Dinore, Dinore. Dinore. You will come up on my lap? Well, come on then. Well, come on then. Big squeaky yawn. His sight is blocked by all of that fluff. No, he sees fine. He sees just fine. You just a lap dog today, huh? Is that what you want? Oh, you wanted a straight shot so you could watch Mom eat her pizza, huh? That's what this was about. You wanted a front row box seat to watch Mom eat her pizza. That's what this was about. This wasn't about love. Look at him licking them chops. Yeah. Give me food. Is he food motivated? Very much so, yes. Very much so. All of the training that was done with him was all treat motivated. He's a food loving little guy. He desperately wants human food, but he's not the kind of dog that you can just give human food to. He's got a sensitive digestive system, so you gotta be careful what you give him. Otherwise you gotta deal with the shits for 3 days. Man, you think you're about half the size that you really are.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be about a quarter of the size that you really are. And you think you're about half the size that you really are. This is like holding a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a toddler worth of arm weight on me. Oh, could you show me Mr. Naughty Priest's? Oh, you're not looking at it.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Dinor be like, Mom, can you share? Yeah. We can share,
You
Mom.
don't want no pineapple pizza.
Yeah, I do. Don't tell me what I want. I want it more than anything in the world. I don't care if I'll have the shits for 5 days and probably poop a big watery one in the house on the floor at night when you're asleep. Just please give me pineapple pizza. Oh yeah, Dinor loves rawhide chewies and stuff. We don't once again, we don't give them to him a lot because he has a tendency to like take them off somewhere and just like chew on them so much that he eats like a stomach full of rawhide and then gets the shits and or pukes it up everywhere.
You get so much spit from eating it.
Yeah. He just swallows nothing but saliva and rawhide. He'll just be like, he gets so obsessed with it. Yeah, they're judging you. I'm talking about you, and they're judging you. They see you. He's looking at you guys like,
Pig ears give them farts.
huh?
Someone said pig ears give them farts.
Oh, well, that's okay. I don't care about the farts. It's the diarrhea butthole that I don't think is good for you. That's why you get your special food. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the current state of affairs in the Senate, Dinor?
Dude, Ted Cruz is on the same side as Bernie Sanders.
Dude, who saw that shit coming? Who saw Ted Cruz swooping in? Who could have thunk? The Senate needs more peanut butter. Yeah. What's Dinor gonna do with his stimulus? I don't know. What are you gonna do with your stimulus, boy?
I know some people are already getting them.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess there goes the $2,000 because people are already receiving their $600, I guess. So, well, what are you gonna do when you get yours? What are you gonna do when you get yours? Are you gonna buy a new collar with a blinged out collar, maybe?
I saw a sad tweet that like someone had theirs deposited in an overdrawn account, so it went to negative $26 after the $600 was deposited.
Oh my god, dude, that's so sad. Wanna get down? Ooh. All right. It was a nice little cuddle break. Give Nancy overreacting a big love fart. Okay. A big love fart, huh? $600 can build a pretty nice guillotine. Oh boy. I'm not going to tell you what kind of wood to use, but I know that there are, you know, schematics online and shit. I'm just no carpenter, you know. Of course, you just appreciate the form factor, like so many of us.
Just get a hotel room with the $600 so that you can shut your internet off for a month.
Yeah.
And your electric and your heat.
I'm a woodworker and appreciate the craftsmanship of a good guillotine. Well, of course, as are we all here, and as do we all. Are you a beaver? I don't know, am I? I'm not a beaver?
No. Or a hedgehog.
I'm a hedgehog? We can turn it down a little lower.
No, that's fine.
It's cooking a little hot right now. Like, but a lot of it is just the high nicotine content.
Yeah.
It's that spiciness. But
That's fine.
you get it down. You can turn it down as far, like, next time you hit it, turn it down a little bit first and try and take a smaller hit. You'll find a good happy medium. I actually had to get used to it. When I first started vaping, I coughed every time I took a hit. And then eventually your lungs kind of acclimate to it.
Indeed. Are you hankering for a fetch? You hankering?
You're going to join the Patreon? Good choice. Do it now.
Yeah, you missed fucking John X in Hollywood yesterday.
That's true. Hollywood. Yeah, who was that crazy guy? 2021 is going to be lit. Stop with the lit shit, man. Can we stop with it? Can we just say lit, like, lit is done? Yeah. Like, you know when the word lit died? When England is my city, pass it to Jake Paul, cause you know he gets litty. That's when it died. As soon as that fucking guy on Team 10 said the word, pass it to Jake Paul, cause you know he gets litty, then the word fucking became lame. And anybody else that's still using it is just fucking sitting right there with him now.
No. Hiding it now.
It's a fun word, but I'm sorry to tell you, dude, it's become fucking lame. And it's been lame for a good couple years now. And there's some people, politicians are using it, I know. You want to know something's dead? Check and see if fucking politicians are using your meme word. Pokemon go to the polls. What's wrong, baby?
I just stepped on something.
Oh. How bad?
Splinter. It's metal.
Oh, that's not good. It's like a staple or some shit.
Yeah.
Great. What's a staple doing out here? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Joe Biden looks like an alien from Mars Attacks. No, not quite. Da bomb. Yeah, there you go. It's gonna be da bomb. You know what word never gets old and crusty? Dope. That's why it's my go-to. Because politicians and tightwads and Puritans and Christians and shit won't say it. Because it has, like, drug connotations. So I just say dope. On fleek, no thank you. All that and a bag of chips, yes. Thank you, 2001. Dank works as well. I don't use it as much. I use dope a lot. The shiznit, yeah. The shiznit. You could go all the way back to the 50s, dude. 2021 is going to be a real gas. It's going to be real cool, daddy-o. The cat's pajamas, the bee's knees. Far out, man. It's gonna be fucking far out, bro. Groovy, yeah, there you go. Hit the 70s. It's gonna be groovy, bro. It's gonna be gnarly. Sick works too. I like Sick a lot, but I think Sick is a little old. It's a little old fashioned now. Far out, man. Groovy has been gone for so long that it's okay again. Yeah, I think so. Righteous. I still call people cats now and again. I do it. When somebody, but like, it's only a certain type of person that is a cat, though. Not everybody, you can't, not every dude walking down the street is a cat. Dig that cat, man. You gotta know, like, you gotta understand what a cat is. A cool cat, yeah. I'm special, cool. Especially special. What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? Hope you've got your warm winter mittens here on 95.7 The Fox, where we play all of the oldie hits. Life is but a dream. Hella. Yeah, I still say hella. And I really augment it when I say it too. Hella. Dude, that's hella stupid. That's the true Cali way to say it. Dude, that's hella stupid. Hella lame, dude. Look at them yo-yos. That's Valhalla stupid, yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo. Oh, no, 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 no. A bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. And as for civilization, I'll stay right here. I'm just brushing up on my wasteland music. Gotta learn all that wasteland music. What's up, fellow kids? That is kind of an Ann Prim anthem, isn't it? Yes, rest in peace, Doom. Yes, I found out about it yesterday. It's horrible. Bingo, bango, bongo, I don't wanna leave the jungle. Oh, no, 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 no. Do-do-do-do-do. Bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. You like David Lynch? I just watched Eraserhead and am confused. I guess I liked parts of it all right, and we'll probably watch some of his other works out of morbid curiosity. I'm a big David Lynch fan. David Lynch is not a guy that you go to have like a movie or whatever he's working on tied up in a nice, neat little bow. He likes to make big, kind of projective works of art where people feel how they want to feel about it. He likes to create things that inspire conversation afterwards. He likes to create things that reward people for watching and listening very carefully and noticing patterns. He's a very cryptic kind of filmmaker, and I like that. I like that, Holmes. I like that. Just watched Mulholland Drive for the first time last night. What'd you think? That is probably my favorite David Lynch film. Has one of the scariest moments in a movie. And it happens in such an innocuous way and in such a dreamlike way. One of the things that David Lynch is obsessed with and appears in most, if not all, of his work is the strangeness of dream logic. It appears over and over and over as a theme in his work. And that's when I realized who was doing it. There's a man that lives behind this place, and he's behind it all. Well, dream logic and nightmare logic are under the same umbrella. A nightmare is a dream. It's just a sour dream. I've seen El Topo. I've never seen Holy Mountain, but I want to. But yes, I've seen El Topo. Yeah, the diner scene. I have dreams that should be scary, but my sleeping brain is fine with it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes dreams are scary within the dream, but not really scary in context outside of them. Sometimes dreams are like attempting to be scary, but never really kind of get there. And then sometimes your brain is completely and utterly fooled and you have a genuine nightmare. Did Dune get canceled or just delayed? It's in some kind of weird fucking limbo where they're ping pong. I don't even know what to think anymore. They said they made this big announcement like about a month and a half ago that they were going to release it on HBO Max at the same time they released it to theaters. And then like a couple of weeks ago they said, no, we're going to theater exclusive release first, but we're going to wait longer. But then we're going to do a theater exclusive release, and then it'll go to HBO Max. And I'm just like, whatever. Just release the goddamn fucking film.
Sue HBO for releasing it.
Yeah. Just like, just release the goddamn motherfucking movie, please. Thank you. I hope it's good too, but I'm prepared for it to suck. I won't be super happy if it sucks, but I'm prepped for it to suck ass. My dreams will not be shattered to the point of being, totally unrecoverable.
If it sucks, would you say that the David Lynch one's better?
Yes. Oh yeah. I like Lynch's Dune. I don't think it's a great interpretation of the actual work, but I think it's a really strange, really colorful, really awesome, fun movie to
Yeah,
watch.
so it's competent on its own.
So it's competent as a piece of work on its own, and it's got enough Dune in it to be interesting to a Dune fan. So yeah, I mean, if it's not better than David Lynch's Dune, I'll fucking call it out. There's a lot of people that hate David Lynch's Dune because it's diverges in so many places from the original work, but I don't care. Just like I don't care about the things that were cut out of The Lord of the Rings to make those fit into 3 films. I think that the cuts that were made to the content and characters, I think they were all justifiable and good. Made good movies. Anyway, I'm going to end this. I'll see you guys later. Bye.